Hold on tight, Pyrrha! If this arc breaks, humanity is finished forever! Brace!
Woo! Hold up. That wasn't just rain. He turned the whole world into an aquarium. Is Zeus straight up unhinged or what?
Not unhinged. Just a fan of efficient management. When humans got too loud, Zeus didn't hesitate to press the planet's reset button. The most brutal water cleansing in history, the Great Flood. But the real goal? It wasn't just about punishment.
There was another motive? Wait, you mean he didn't just wipe us out? He had a whole new blueprint in mind?
Exactly. Why keep exactly 2 people alive? The gods were drafting a new world order. Want to see the dark design behind this reset? Let's dive into the truth. The disasters that escaped from Pandora's box took root in the darkest parts of the human heart. The so-called Iron Age had arrived. Humans no longer revered the gods of Olympus. They repaid kindness with betrayal and trampled on the weak. The world literally became a hell filled with blood-smelling violence and lies.
Those disgusting lumps of clay. They built a civilization with the flame Prometheus gave them, and now they are walking the path of self-destruction. I will turn that dirty world into a handful of ashes with my thunderbolts.
But Zeus hesitated before throwing his thunderbolts. If he threw tens of millions of thunderbolts all at once, the axis of the universe might catch fire, endangering even Olympus, the world of the gods. So he chose a very cold, certain, and different method of extinction. He summoned Poseidon, the god of the sea, to cover the world with water. Just as the dams of heaven were about to open and the seas were about to boil, Prometheus, bound at the edge of the world and suffering daily, noticed Zeus's horrific logout plan. Although his body was bound by chains, his obsession with humanity was faster than lightning. He sent a telepathic message with all his soul to his son, Deucalion, the only righteous human on earth who had not been corrupted.
Deucalion, my son, build a giant wooden ark immediately.
The fierce wrath of the gods will swallow the entire world. Don't look back. Get on the ark with your wife and shut the door tightly.
As soon as Deucalion and Pyrrha heard his father's warning, they built a sturdy ark and got on board. And the moment they closed the door, all the clouds in the sky burst. Poseidon, the god of the sea, struck the ground with his giant trident, making rivers flow backward and causing massive tidal waves. The arrogant humans crawled to the highest mountain peaks to survive. But it was useless. The water crested the mountain ranges and rose as if to touch the sky. In the horrific downpour that didn't stop for 9 days and nights, all civilizations and living creatures on Earth took their last breath. Only one small ark, precariously floating on the rough waves, was the sole pulse of humanity.
Hold on tight, Pyrrha! If this arc breaks, humanity is finished forever! Brace!
Wow, Zeus is really spicy. Just because they fell out of favor, he puts the entire civilization and race they built into the trash can and permanently deletes them. Everyone logged out except for the 2 in the ark?
And meanwhile, Prometheus backed up the server by taking care of his son even in the living hell of his liver being eaten? The aura of a true bloodline can't be stopped by Zeus's thunderbolts or Poseidon's tidal waves. A true strategist!
No, but if he turns it into a sea of water and only 2 people are left, what happens to humanity now? It'll be a total muddy mess to mold people out of clay again, right? It's gonna cause skin breakouts.
A sharp observation from Jima. They couldn't mold them out of clay again. When the water receded and the two stepped onto the ground, they fell into despair looking at the empty earth. To revive humanity, they went to a temple where they received a very bizarre and creepy oracle. The rain stopped after 9 days, and the ark reached the sacred Mount Parnassus. The two who stepped outside sobbed, looking at a world vibrating only with mud and a rotten smell, without a single living creature, thinking they couldn't let humanity end like this. They visited the ruined, moss-covered temple of the goddess Themis and prayed earnestly.
Survivors, cover your faces and untie your garments. And as you walk out of this temple, throw the bones of your mother over your shoulders. Then new life shall awaken.
You mean dig up our mother's bones and throw them... No matter how much we must resurrect humanity, we cannot radiate such a horrific aura of immorality by desecrating the grave of the mother who bore us. We would rather grow old and die alone in this empty world.
But the wise son of Prometheus, Deucalion, figured out the true meaning of that horrific riddle, because the goddess Themis would never demand such immorality. He comforted his wife and said, "Here, mother meant the great mother that embraces all things, the earth itself, and the mother's bones meant the stones that are the earth's skeleton." Deucalion and Pyrrha covered their faces as the goddess commanded and silently threw stones over their shoulders. Then, a miracle happened. As soon as the stones hit the ground, warm heat rose from the cold minerals, and they gradually swelled into human forms. The hard texture of the rock became strong muscles, and red blood began to flow through the stones. The era of fragile clay that crumbled when wet was over. Having overcome the crisis of extinction, this new humanity, born from solid stone, came to possess a tenacious vitality and mentality that would never collapse no matter what disasters and hardships struck. Zeus's perfect reset plan ultimately failed again before Prometheus's wisdom towards humans.
Human survival instinct is definitely one step ahead of the gods' pranks! Did you see them holding out in the ark and perfectly solving the riddle? This is a legendary reversal ending! Since they were born from stone, they won't even get a scratch from most pranks now.
They finally have an aura worth looking at.
Right. Thus, the prequel saga covering the origin of humanity has all come to an end. Starting next time, we will officially enter the Age of Heroes, featuring monsters of insane power who challenge the gods and the hot-blooded warriors who face them. The first batter is Heracles. Class dismissed for today.